Right on. Thanks for hanging out with us. I am Kyle.
And I'm Paul.
We are Pathos and Logos, and thank you for watching Army of One TV. Right on. What's up, humans? I'm Kyle.
And I'm Paul.
And we are Pathos and Logos, here with Ignacio from Army of One TV underneath the Manhattan Bridge, being a bunch of weirdos.
It's a good feeling.
It is a good feeling. Right now, we're currently on tour through New Jersey and New York. We did Dingbats last night.
Shout to Michelle.
Shout out to Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. We love you. Tonight, we're doing Lucky 13 in Brooklyn with some of our buds in cranial damage and coronary thrombosis. I just tripped over that band name. They'll apologize, or I'll apologize to them later.
We'll bake them a cake and bring it to them.
We will, in fact, bake them a cake and bring it to them.
The name Pathos and Logos, Kyle actually came up with, pulled it from the rhetorical triangle. Our joke being that I'm Pathos, he's Logos, and that Ethos invested in Apple in the 80s and now lives on a castle in the sky. But band's been around since, what is it, 2018?
2018.
Yeah. And we had been in a bunch of different bands together, varying levels of success, but the bottom always fell out. The other musicians in the bands always had other things they were interested in doing, and you got to go with what makes sense to you. But we were always the two left standing, and we wanted to keep going, and we ultimately realized that the best format for us was to just do it as a duo.
Yeah, so now we are an instrumental power duo based out of Colorado, just chilling in New York City.
That's right.
Okay, so as an instrumental power duo, I play guitar and handle all of the recording for the bass, rhythm tracks, all of that stuff. Paul handles the drums and a lot of the keyboards and vocal arrangements too.
That's exactly right. A lot of the other strata and layers that we put in so that we can have a full sound in light of the fact that we're only two players.
That's right. So we spend a lot of time in studio producing the music that you hear, and just because it's the two of us, it does take an extraordinary amount of time and effort. Isn't that right, Paul?
It takes a longer time, but it's also more rewarding. With all of that stuff worked out, it's much easier to travel. It's much easier to decide that, oh, we're in Colorado when we want to go play in Montana or Texas or New York, when you only have to clear it with one person, man.
That's right. Hey, Paulie, do you want to go play in Jacksonville, Florida next week?
Yes, Kyle, that's what I would like to do.
Done.
And that's how our band meetings work. It's pretty much that.
Those were the meeting minutes from the Pathos and Logos HOA discussion.
That's exactly the brain trust, if you will.
Our first release, Glory to the Order, came out 2 years ago in the form of a CD. We feel that that's a little bit old hat these days. So our new release comes out next week, June 24th, in fact.
That's exactly right. That's precisely correct.
In the form of tarot cards, because that is going to be the wave of the future. Not vinyl, not Bluetooth, tarot cards. Isn't that right, Paulie?
That's exactly right. We've been touring on these songs for about a year because we wanted to take our time and be sure about what we wanted to do with the format. A lot of cars these days aren't even being produced with CD players. So we wanted to come up with a listening format that reflected the way that people actually consume music. In 2022, your phone is the record player. So that's why we came up with the tarot cards with the QRs on the back.
That's right, because the occult never goes out of style. All right, in case you're wondering where you can get those tarot cards, you can go directly to our website, www.pathosandlogos.com, click on that merch button, and just buy now.
That's right. We'll send them to you. If we could, we would deliver them personally to your house, shake your hand, hug you, and tell you that we loved you.
We're working on our teleportation skills. Just give us a couple more years, okay?
We're in direct contact with Jordy LaForge, guys. It's cool. Don't worry about it.
We're friends with them on Instagram. You should be friends with us on Instagram as well. Find us at pathos.logos. Isn't that right, Paulie?
That's exactly right, Kyle.
All right, Paulie, why don't you tell the Army of One world just what it's like to be on tour in Pathos and Logos?
Army of One Nation. If you are a musician and you would like to go on tour, The one thing that I would say, based off what Kyle and I have been doing, is make sure that you set it up in a way that is sustainable. Don't form a band and then 6 months later decide that you're going to try and go out on the road for 4 weeks. You're going to have what's colloquially referred to as a bad time. Start smaller, guys. Start smaller.
That's right. That's very good advice, Paulie. Start small and build your radius. Maybe start out doing, 2 days a week on the weekend. And once that turns into 3 days a week, and then 4 days a week, and then 5 days a week, you're not going to find yourself sleeping in a gutter every single night.
It takes a little bit of time, guys, so hold your horses.
Hold your horses, but when the time comes, I would also highly recommend staying at hotels that offer continental breakfast.
Stay at the hotels that offer continental breakfast. You may be surprised like we were. We stayed in Texas recently, and Kyle, for his continental breakfast, got to eat a waffle in the shape of Texas in Texas.
It's the only thing you should do while in Texas. Can we say Texas anymore? Texas?
If it was a drinking game, we'd need our stomachs pumped how many times we said Texas just now.
Texas.